Hey, hello everyone, what is up? Welcome to an updated Master Duel deck profile. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Haven't really played Master Duel as much as I would have liked to. I essentially decided to skip the entirety of the tier limit format. I did not have a lot of fun when that format was running around in the TCG, and with Maxi and other degenerate things running around in Master Duel, I knew I wasn't going to have much fun during that format here either. But with that coming or being reined in a little bit more, most of the Shizu cards are either getting banned or limited to one. The Merly ban is going to be a pretty big hit. Kid Kellos to 1 already is phenomenal. Decided to give this another whirl, just basically getting warmed up as we're approaching the September format. As you can tell, I've been really slacking. I've only managed to kind of play for a few matches a day to get to Platinum. With all that being said, I'm just going to give you guys a quick peek at what I'll be playing here in the next format, at least for the first portion of it. I am eventually planning on playing one of the lamest decks ever made, Kashtira, but this is actually my Traptrix deck profile. So Traptrix got a bunch of their support released here a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago, with the introduction of the Traptrix cards. Oh man, it's actually been more than a couple weeks, almost like a month or so. So basically, it gave us the structure deck. Now, the reason why I didn't want to play or kind of prepare for Traptrix early on is Traptrix are super expensive in Master Duel, unlike they are in the TCG. But finally managed to grind out enough ultra rare dust to get the deck going, so we're going to take a quick peek here. So starting off with the Traptrix monster lineup, triple Murmileo. It goes without saying, this is the best normal summon that the deck has. Search a whole trap card when it's normal summoned, and then link off into Sarah, and then most of the time you'll be searching out a specific trap card, as we're going to be looking out, because you're always going to be opening up a trap card in this deck. One way or another, you should be opening up a trap card here. We play enough of them to where it'll be the case. Next up, the second best normal summon in the deck, triple Traptrix Pudica. This card is amazing at eating up certain hand traps, most notably Valor and Ash Blossom. The amount of times you feign to go for the field spell, they have to respond to it. They have to respect the Pudica play, because if they let you get the field spell, you're only getting more advantage. If we get the field spell, we can almost play through Nibiru. That's how good the field spell is. But Pudica is amazing. Normal summon, search for the field spell. When it's special summoned, you can banish a monster your opponent controls, but during the next standby phase, your opponent can special summon one of their banished monsters. Really good. Plays well with another hand trap that we play in here, but she is fantastic. Great way for interruptions in your opponent's turn, so you can remove your Holotea special Pudica, disrupt their plays, and then set off your Sarah's effect. Next up, the other triple that we play of, triple Mantis. Traptrix Mantis it's a pretty good normal summon. On summon, it searches out one of your Traptrix monsters, and then during once per turn, quick effect, target a set spell or trap card, return that target to the hand. So basically, most of the time when you'll be returning stuff, when you're getting evenly matched, when your opponent is Harpy Feather Dusting or Lightning Storming you, if Mantis is out, you can bounce back one of your trap cards. Most importantly, if your opponent plays around one of the set trap cards you put in with Dionea, which is the 2-up we have here, you can just return it and reset it to prevent it from Dionea's effect of banishing it. But yeah, triple love just for searching purposes and consistency. Double Dionea. Dionea is really, really good. When it's normal summon, target a Traptrix monster in the graveyard, special summon that target in defense position. So pop with Murmileo or banish with Pudica. Fantastic. Also, I forgot to go over this with Murmileo. None of the effects of this are once per turn, so abuse this card as much as you can. And then Dionea is If it's special summon, target one of your whole normal trap cards in the graveyard, set it, but banish it during the end phase of the next turn if it's still on the field. So basically, most of the time you'll just be resetting either a Holotea or something like a Traptrix Whole Nightmare. Really good, play 2 of her, really good normal summon if you pitch something. Double Arachnocampa, a lot of people play 3. I only like this card at 2 because while you do open with it, it can be a potential extender. You don't just want to open with this card because then it really does not do much. The big thing why I'm not a fan of Arachnocampa is we'll go over the first effect. The first time each set card in the spell trap card zone would be destroyed by card effect each turn. It's not. And then during the main phase, if you control a Traptrix monster, quick effect, special summon this card from the hand. Also, you can have special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except insect or plant monsters. So that's kind of the big downgrade, why I'm not a fan of Arachnocampa. Whenever you special summon her, you are just locked into your Traptrix, Lynx, and Xyz. Which they aren't bad, but if you're wanting to end on some of the more disruptive monsters, she does stymie it down. But if you're wanting to end on just like kind of a basic Sarah or Rafflesia, she's pretty good, but play 2 of her for sure. And then the best extender in the deck though, Triple Parallel Exceed. This card, if you open this alongside a Murmileo, your end board can be insane. It could be like you can set up disruptions for days. Basically, if it's special summoned by its own effect, its level becomes 4 and its original attack and defense become halved, and then you can only use each of the following effects. If you link summon, special summon this card from your hand to a zone your link monster points to. If it's normal special summon 1 Parallel Exceed from the deck. So, Murmileo, search for a Holotea, special Sarah, special Exceed, special other Exceed. By your 5th summon, you are already at a Rafflesia. So if you didn't open Gravedigger's Trap Hole, you are basically free from Nibiru, and then you have so many more plays that you can go for and that you can end on. This is a card you always want to open with. You max out. It is a double-edged sword though, because going second, this card is it's more of a hindrance. If you're going first, best play you can make. If you're going second, you're almost kind of wishing you can open one of your other cards. But still, what a phenomenal card. Play 3 of. For our hand traps, we only play 5 plus the Imperms, but double Nibiru. A lot of players, they will be switching over to Kashtira once the new list hits. Nibiru is going to punish a lot of the bad players because they will not stop at 5. They will just keep going through and through, and Nibiru will be punishing them like no other. This card is going to make a comeback in the Master Duel meta, I have a feeling, just because Kashtira is a degenerate AF deck, so I would max out on Nibiru. Or if you're not wanting to play Nibiru, if you're more focused on kind of getting plays going, you can substitute the Nibiru out for Gamma Seal. Most of these are just to prevent, or why I'm playing these cards is basically to prevent the zone locks from happening. So Nibiru and Kaijus are going to be a great way to kind of out Shangri-Ira or Diablosis, two cards that we better start getting acclimating to. And then Triple Maxi, I prefer Maxi over Ash Blossom, as I think Maxi has way more of an impact. The issue with this deck is opening consistently, and we did not have a problem with it in the past when we had, or in the TCG, because we still had frickin' Pot of Prosperity at 3. Unfortunately, with Pot of Prosperity limited here, our options for getting into our deck are way more limited. If we can open Maxi, we really won't have a problem with it. Degenerate AF card, it is Earth, it is Insect. it synergizes well with the deck just based on those two factors alone. Onto the spells. Prosperity, for consistency's sakes. I'm still kind of experimenting with Tantalizing Tune. I'm not necessarily a fan of this because if you get hit with Ash Blossom, you are down 2 cards compared to their 1. It does put you in a tough spot. However, like I said, we need the consistency boost. We need it as kind of the best we can. And this is one of those. I played double of the field spell. You can honestly get away with playing 1. I've just been trying out 2, and it's been working out okay. You know, I'm not dead drawing this when I don't need it. I'm opening up with it a few more times. But get this with Pudica or hard play it. They have to respect this. And like I said, you could almost play through Nibiru with this, depending on where you get Nib. But you can just banish the token off of Garden and then special summon one of your Traptrix monsters and start the chain going. A lot of the time, sorry about that. A lot of time, it's just like, it's a great extender. If your Traptrix monsters should get destroyed by battle, they gotta be attacked twice, and then you gain the additional normal summon, so it allows you to continue playing on. And then Double Called by the Grave. In TCG, we really didn't have to worry about Max C because it's been banned for a good number of years. Here, a little bit different, so I'm just trying it out with the 2 Called Bys. But these could potentially be cut for other more high impact traps, depending on how you want to build it. You can either build a heavily go first version or a heavily go second version. So it depends on that. On to the trap cards. We'll start with the holes. Traptrix Hole Nightmare negates a monster's effect that's activated the same turn it was special summoned. One of the best traps here in the next format. Double Floodgate Trap Hole. When they special summon, or when they summon a monster or monsters, change them to face down defense position. Change the monsters that are changed to defense position by this card's effect cannot change their battle position. It is a great way of stunning Kashtira. It is a great way of stunning Link and Exceed summon decks in general. Not going to do too much against Tearlaments with their fusion heavy focus, but against other top decks like that, fantastic card. Again, this is mainly kind of focusing in on what I think is going to be the next top deck once this ban list goes into effect and we get the rest of the Kashtira cards. It is a fantastic way to stop them. And then we have Gravedigger's Trap Hole. If you get a Rafflesia out with your 5th summon and you don't open this, you can just keep playing through happily without having to worry about the Nibiru. If they activate it, you just burn them for 2,000 free. Great card. I open with this way more than I like, which is weird because this is a one-off. Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare. This card is fine. If your opponent has special summon a monster this turn, target one they control with 2,000 or more attack, destroy it. Then if you have a whole normal trap card in the graveyard, banish one monster from your opponent's graveyard. So this card has basically just a disruption, but the best thing about this card is if you're playing against a branded player and they bring out Mirror Jade and you activate this card, basically you don't even have to worry if they had summoned the Mirror Jade this turn. If they had special summoned something else, destroy the Mirror Jade, and then you banish the Mirror Jade, and because the last action isn't Mirror Jade being removed from the field, but instead it being banished, you completely bypass the effect where it Regekis your field. So that's why I play it. Still respect Branded a little bit. I'm not sure how much that will be going around with Fusion, with Fusion's incoming limit, but we'll see. Branded players are pretty resilient. And then Triple Holatea. This is the card that makes the deck go. You can activate it the turn you set it by pitching a normal trap card, which we should be opening plenty of with this, or you should be able to add it with Murmileo. Pitch it, special summon this as a level 4 normal plant earth monster, and then if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, special summon, target one Traptrix monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but you can only use each effect once per turn and only once per turn, which means you only gain one or the other. You can't activate both at the same time. In real life, people messed up so badly trying to activate both at the same time Thankfully, in Master Duel, when they look in the graveyard and they're trying to activate it, it'll automatically stop it, so you don't have to worry about getting cheated by Traptrix here. Fantastic. It goes so well with Sarah, because you special summon this. Sarah special summons another Traptrix monster, so you can go into Dionea if you got a set trap card that you want to reset, or you can go into Murmileo, because Murmileo's effect is not mandatory, or it's not optional, it is mandatory. Regardless if there's a spell or trap card on the opponent's side of the field, it still activates, so then you pop Sarah's other effect to set a whole trap card. It is so good. You can get so much advantage going off of Holotea, max out on 3 if you're playing less than 3. You don't play this deck at all. And then rounding up our last 6 trap cards, triple evenly matched. This is just still an all-around great card here, especially with boards not so much being Omni Negates, but just having a lot of big monsters. This is a great way to kind of get it cleared. And then triple Infinite Impermanence, because this is still one of the best hand traps in the game. 3 negate. Yeah, play it. Alright, on to the extra deck. We'll go ahead and start with the Traptrix monsters. We'll start with the links. Or we'll start with the links and then we'll go into the Xyz. Triple Traptrix Sarah. Again, max out on this card because it is the main part that gets your engine going alongside Holotea. She is fantastic. When you activate a normal trap, or when a normal trap card is activated. It doesn't necessarily have to be you who activates it. You can special summon a Traptrix monster from your deck with a different name than the ones you control, so most of the time you'll be going for Murmileo for field spell destruction, or Pudica for banishing. Fantastic card. Also, the Earth Charmer, 2 monsters, including an Earth monster. Most of the monsters we have here are Earth. Main reason I play her is a lot of people have been playing Fenrir in their decks, and so once you can kind of out a Fenrir, just special summon it to your side of the field using Asa. And then 1 Oedipus. This is basically when you're going to be going for game. Unaffected by trap effects, all keyword link summon. So if they special summon it back with the effect of Holotea, you can go crazy with your trap cards on this card. All Traptrix monsters you control will gain 1,000 attack, while you have a normal trap card in your graveyard, which should not be an issue. Once per turn, you target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of insect and plant monsters you control, negate their effects, and then you can apply the following: banish a normal trap card from your graveyard, and if you do, you can destroy one of those. Again, this is mainly being used for when you're going for game. You never really want to end on an Oedipus facing down, because while yeah, your Traptrix monsters will gain big, you kind of just wasted too many resources to bring her out. Most of the time, ending with Sarah and like something in the background, or 1 or 2 monsters in the background with a trap card for negation, is going to be plenty to stop your opponent. On to the Xyz monsters. We'll go with the Traptrix first. Double Rafflesia. Quick effect to send a whole trap card whose requirements are met. So you'll never be able to activate Holotea with her, but you can activate all your other ones. It's a great way of pitching them to the graveyard, and then you can start being able to recycle them. Almaris, again, whenever you're going for game, unaffected by normal trap cards while it has material. Detach to special summon 1 insect or plant monster from your graveyard, but if an opponent's monster leaves the field because of your card effect and is not in the graveyard or banished, you can detach material from this card, then target one of those monsters that left, special summon it to the field. This effect can come up every now and then, especially because you can get rid of cards with the effect of Pudica, or really any of your other monsters, like Time Thief or Doer, or your traps, really. So she's pretty good at that point. One of the new level 4 Traptrix Pingicula. She is unaffected by the effects of other monsters she has as material, and then you can detach to search, and then if a monster owned by your opponent is sent to the graveyard or banished by card effect, except during damage, you can attach one of those monsters to this card as material. So fantastic whenever your opponent is sending cards to their graveyard or banish. You can just attach them to Pangicula, and then she'll be unaffected by the same monster's effects. Great card all around, great searcher. I don't necessarily think you need to play more than one, but if you want to, you're more than free, because honestly, you kind of have 6 or 7 flex spots in here. I think mandatory, triple Sarah, 1 Adipus, and 1 Rafflesia. 2 if you're afraid of it getting ripped with Diablosis, and then 1 Pangicula, and then the rest is really up to you. Myself, I play the Exiton Knight just as a way of being able to clear boards better. Once per chain during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, if they have more total cards in their hand and field than you do, detach material, destroy all other cards on the field, but your opponent takes no damage. Blow up the field, attack, and then go into Zeus is the main function of Exiton Knight. It can come up every once in a while. Baguska, just your generic stun. Time Thief Redoer. You can end on a Redoer, Rafflesia, Sarah combo, and it is actually quite the disruptive board. 2 level 4 monsters, and then detach materials, and you gain the following effects. If it's a monster, banish him, spell, draw a card, and then if it's a trap, place a face-up card your opponent controls on top of their deck. It is non-targeting removal, and it deals with threats like Mirror Jade, threats like Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Anything that basically cannot be targeted, Crusadia, Avermax, all those things like that. Fantastic card. And then Springin's Merrymaker, don't really care about the effect, it's just a rank 4 to be able to go into Sargus. Every once in a while, Sargus's effect does come up if you are able to go into Sargus, and then you detach material from Pangicula. Not only do you get to search, but you can use Sargus's effect to bounce or pop a card, and then of course the 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. You run a decent amount of Xyz, might as well run the big guy here. And yeah, that is the Traptrix deck profile there. Overall, feeling pretty strong about this deck. It's not going to be a meta contender by any means, but it is a really fun rogue deck. My one kind of complaint about it is this deck is really expensive for Master Duel. Like, I think for like the required ones here, that's 120, 150, 180 ultra rare gems just for those alone. Thankfully, the main monsters nowhere went near as high as ultra rare. They were all supers, so that kind of helped out. So if you're a big fan of the archetype, this might be the best time to kind of go play through with it. But budget is not in Master Duel, unfortunately. Just gonna show a couple replays here at the end to kind of give you a feeling of how the deck plays. This isn't high level, this is still platinum, so take it with a grain of salt. Alright, let's get to the replays.
Listen closely, approach me, sucker close me. Don't try to treat me like greater than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. I'm slow, prerogative. So lyrics like the bass with the trouble. Take a deep breath, getting funky as my lungs release a solid rhyme. Slack it, never stop, so I continue on. With the first word is white, word is born. I made your imperfection out of indulgent fantasy. Take a mind and then start. Like me. So listen closely, approach me. Sucker closely. Don't try to treat me like greater than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. I'm slow, prerogative. Listen closely, approach me, sucker closely. Don't try to treat me like greater than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. I'm slow, prerogative. Kicking knowledge on a different level. Make some lyrics like the bass with the trouble. Take a deep try to treat me like better than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. That's low.